them to vote yes on the Middle Class College Affordability Act, something like that. You can Google it. I don't have the exact website, but it was posted on a lot of the Democratic legislators' board. It's not that I'm a Democrat, and I'm not saying we have to endorse Democrats, but something is better than nothing. I would like people to have rollback in the tuition cost, because tuition used to be practically free in California.
Are there any more
the junior college level? It was free.
Yeah, but
Do we want to move on to proposals? Are there proposals from Saturday that we are deciding on tonight? Are there new proposals for tonight's General Assembly?
Unprecedented.
No proposal?
Unprecedented.
Wow.
I propose we come up with a proposal.
Yes.
Yes. What's your name?
My name
Sorry.
is Juliana.
Hi.
I'm proposing that we involve a group of people who are already occupying in San Francisco, and they're not really involved with the Occupy, but they are occupiers because they're part of the 99%. The kids at Golden Gate Park. I know all of them by name. I've lived there on Haight Street and in the park. People don't know I'm homeless because I disguise myself, and they're stupid. They just don't know. You know, shiny things, it distracts them. So anyways, I know all of these kids. We have kids who are, they're not, kids, they're legal age, and we have ex-military. We have a lot of good people with good hearts, hippies. We want to share. We want to take our land back. We don't want to pay for water, or we want to be allowed to sit down on the sidewalk like I'm doing right now and not get a citation. And if you give one to me, I will light it on fire. I really will. So, I think that through many people who are involved both with the Occupy here and also on the Haight and in Golden Gate, we could organize some of those people, not all of them, select them carefully because they will be representing the entire Occupy if they get out of, you know what I mean. So, that's what I'm proposing. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. If anyone else has ever lived on Haight or in Golden Gate Park. I'm with a friend right now who's over there in a wheelchair, and I met him at Golden Gate. He recently just shattered his ankle, and the hospital threw him outside like 2 days after his surgery on crutches. I'm taking care of him now. He's somebody I know through Golden Gate Park. He's good people, and I brought him today to Occupy. He's over there because he doesn't like big groups, and he's kind of, but he's a good guy, big country. And out in the park, they call me Pocahontas because I sing the song. We're supposed to share, paint with the colors of the wind, and not let them take it all. We want it back. We're occupied.
Do we want to have a stack on this topic? Okay, cool. Yeah, so when we assemble, we have a few ways that we make sure that everybody gets heard and that we come to collective decisions.
Hey, Code Frame.
Stack just means that when we have a topic or announcements, report backs, proposals, whatever, everyone raises their hand once it's announced, and someone takes a list of all the names that are announced, and we just go down the list so everybody gets to speak, and hopefully nobody dominates the list one way or the other. So I think David's taking a stack now, so if you want to speak on this, please raise your hand. David will write your name down, and then we'll all speak. What's your clarifying question? Okay, so
When cold as shit. From the 11th to the 16th.
Who are already occupying both Haight Street and Golden Gate Park. Select some of them since we know them. I know them already personally by name, their story. I know which ones are good people. Get them involved, and they're already occupying. They have tents. They have sleeping bags. They've taken the park pretty much. The cops want it back. We don't want them to have it.
Occupy Haight.
Occupy.
Occupy Golden Gate.
All right.
Occupy Golden Gate.
That's right.
I'm taking notes, and I just wanted to get your name or a name for the notes.
Pocahontas.
Juliana. Pocahontas. Esmeralda. Whatever. Put something.
And also for the process, I don't know if you know.
Pocahontas, Esmeralda, Juliana.
We had passed a proposal that people who wanted to bring up proposal should have 2 other people on board with the proposal.
Oh, I did not know
yeah,
that.
and then just for next time.
This isn't a proposal.
Yeah.
It's just a
We went through
discussion.
proposals. There were no new proposals for the night, so we moved on to a discussion topic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This was the first discussion topic.
We should
It might
print that
become a
out.
proposal, though.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It also has to be
And
written
also,
down,
just
but
so you know, it'd be nice to turn it into a formal proposal because it's a great proposal.
Thank you.
So when you do, we ask for it to be written. It could just even be handwritten too.
Is there a list of those policies so that I can follow them? I'm good at that. I just don't know what they are. On the internet?
I'll get something written up unless there already exists.
I don't have one for
Yeah, I'll get something
Thank you.
written up.
Ethan. Yes. So coincidentally,
Thanks,
I believe
Pocahontas.
you and I were having a conversation in Sacramento yesterday on the general thought of where would we reoccupy if we reoccupied, and the idea was brought up of that portion of Golden Gate Park, which they're planning to turn into a giant AstroTurf soccer field. And yes, and it would be a large area that would no longer have grass. It would have plastic grass. I believe it would be privatized in some way. And maybe that might not be a bad place to, we would say, keep the park green. And with us here, what? You're going to worry that we're damaging the plants? You're going to kill them anyway.
Who's next on stack?
Mike. Yeah, so actually Ethan brought up something that I've been saying for a while too, and I was talking with the permaculture group before about it too, and the fact that there's the 7 acres that they want to turn into, AstroTurf in Golden Gate Park. It's ridiculous. I think this is a fantastic idea to be occupying Golden Gate. We could literally be growing enough food to feed this city in Golden Gate if that's what we wanted to do. But beyond that, there's plenty of space for people to live, people to have community. If we're able to, work with the people that are already there and build an Occupy Golden Gate, I think that would be fantastic. And I hope that you'll have a working group.
I can totally do that.
To go and meet people and do this, because I'd love to participate.
I know them all already. So.
Who's next on stack?
Ryan.
I am?
Right.
Word.
Mike and Ian said a lot of what I was going to say already. We've been talking for a couple weeks about occupying Golden Gate Park. We've also been talking, a few of us, about having an event in Golden Gate Park in June, a human being. I think there was the first human being in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco in the 60s, and it was this huge. Say again?
I was there. I was
Yeah, do you want to give some history real quick?
Well, I was 4, so I can't give too much.
History is definitely Occupy material.
There's also a lot of land that's being ill-used, such as this AstroTurf. Everything was said already. All I would do is propose that either we have directly an Occupy Golden Gate Park, or if the kids there if they have uneasy feelings about Occupy, then we might even want to have something like a Golden Gate Park General Assembly or something even more creative than that. I was told yesterday by someone that the police have started to tell hate kids to beat up Occupy people because the police really are seeing this merge, I think, and they really want to separate it before it happens. They know that there's a history of people living for free in San Francisco, and then there's this new group living for free in San Francisco of Occupy, and they're starting to merge together and become strong and show that we have a right to exist. And I think the police are trying to squash it before it happens. So I think that's a sign to step up our game and to do it before they can separate us. So
yeah, a little history. Out of the being in 67 emerged a group looking back towards the diggers in 1649 that started cultivating public land, and the diggers started in San Francisco in the Haight. Peter Berg, eventually of Planet Drum Foundation, started a digger group. It was free food, free clothes, free everything, and it would be a wonderful tradition to revive.
Yeah.
Have rich history that resonates with the people in this city.
Right upstairs here. On the little page blurb.
Okay.
Of course, there'll be some new spin to it, but it's going to be exciting nonetheless.
No spins.
Just a rerun of what happened in the 60s.
That's not what we're aiming for, actually.
There's someone else on staff.
No reruns.
Exactly.
Does anybody want to form a formal proposal out of the discussion that we had?
I got a concern.
You got a concern.
I was working with the Coalition on Homelessness the last time a major homeless encampment was rousted out of Golden Gate Park under Mayor Willie Brown. One thing that they've done to the park since then is this thing that we call police gardening. There's no undergrowth anymore. There's nothing that you can get into to hide in that park. All right, so it's really hard to set up any kind of covert space. But the cops have their game plan for sweeping that place, and I'll tell you, when it happened before, there were about 200 campers out there, and they brought in the entire equestrian squad, all the Honda cops, and they ran everybody out. And they trampled under tents with the horses and
What year was that?
That was like in 98. It was the year Jerry Garcia died. That's why so many people were in 95, because that's why so many people were in the park, because they were there for the memorial, right? And then they never left. All right. Yeah. But I mean, the thing of it is, having seen that, we were in Sharon Meadow, okay? And having seen that and the way that went down, one of the things that has always protected us, at least when we had to camp down here, was the ability to pull people out quickly, to have the text alert tree, to have people come down and defend us. I don't know that we're going to have the same ability in Golden Gate Park. And frankly, for the people who do make Golden Gate Park their home, we might bring a lot of unwanted heat.
Yeah.
My feeling, and this is only my feeling, and I might be wrong, and other people might disagree with me, but my feeling is we are the safest if we take over public space that's as public as possible. All right, that 1,000 tourists walk by every day. That because that's how we were drawing people in. It's like, okay, so we have a camp in Golden Gate Park. Well, somebody's going to have to be motivated enough to go walking through the park. They can't just get off the streetcar or da-da-da-da. I mean, I don't know. It's a perception thing. On the other hand, I think we could do something really great in Golden Gate Park, and something that has never been done before. But that's my feelings, and that's my concerns.
I have a response. I think after we expanded to such a large group that we took Justin Herman Plaza, we actually had to start thinking about things like a mass amount of food and water all the time, compost, trash, all the things that people have to think about when you design how people live. And we started coming up with a model of how people could live, but it wasn't really a sustainable model because we were living on concrete and we were living in the confines of a city. If we were to live on the soil, I think we'd have a lot more ability to actually live in balance with nature and actually create a sustainable model that we can show people, not only do you have the right to exist, but you can actually exist well, and you can exist and regenerate the earth and regenerate and heal each other. I think Golden Gate Park gives us the earth, the physical land, not concrete, which we'd have to, actually tear up in order to do that if we were to do it in the financial district. It actually has the land there that we can actually do that on. So that I would just throw down for occupying somewhere on soil.
Who's taking stack, David? I have a response. And then Nick. Okay, another suggestion that's been brought up to me a number of times by Running Wolf is Dolores Park. I don't know if that's an option.
Dolores Park, it's in the Mission?
Yeah,
It's kind of the city's living room, too.
But I got already an army there of
kids?
I don't think there is. Not like
When I talked to Running Bear said that a lot of people that live in the Mission, like Hispanic people, won't go to Dolores Park because it's actually built on indigenous burial sites. Yet there's this whole like hippie, hipster population of kids that goes there every day between, like 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and then the cops kick them out every night. So there is already a strong base as far as like people coming together to be with each other already happening there that we could, inspire to want to stay there and live there overnight. And there's no reason that it couldn't happen. Occupations can happen in Dolores Park and in Golden Gate Park and in the financial district.
Yeah.
Phil, then Ethan, and then Alex.
No, I'm not on staff.
I'm wondering if it makes sense to have maybe a couple of people organize a group to study these possibilities, and maybe we can kind of do both instead of one or the other. We could do both. In other words, have a place that Chance describes, which is public, is in a public place. It's open and notorious and has a lot of tourists, but yet it has soil and not concrete. I don't know if such a place exists, but there might be a good group who could study that. That's an idea.
That's true.
As a point of information, can I make a point of information?
Yeah.
This is not actually a proposal that's being advanced, and
I
obviously
understand.
an autonomous working group can go ahead and do that project, and also do Dolores Park, and do all these other locations. But I just wanted to point out that regardless of what we decide, Golden Gate Park is currently being occupied.
Already being
There you go.
occupied.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Okay, Ethan, and then I don't know your name.
Okay.
Well,
Percival.
Wait, am I next?
Go ahead.
Okay, so just a little on the politics of Dolores Park. So yeah, there's a lot of young people who party there. You can call them hipsters or whatever. There's also a lot of very wealthy people who live next to it who are annoyed that people are hanging out and partying there already, and there's this contentious conflict over the use of Dolores Park anyway. So we'd be kind of stepping into the middle of that.
Can I respond to that? If we do decide to try and move there, I think we have to do so after checking in with the local native community, because there are issues. And
one thing when people talk about tourists,
louder.
Both people mentioned tourists and visibility. There's so many tourists in Golden Gate Park. I mean, it's just full of tourists, so they're there. But the thing about it is, like you said, the native population. I lived there 40 years, but they would really not support people moving in there and building a community. But they would totally support stopping the thing that's going to go on, the soccer field. I think you get thousands of people to do
The
that.
soccer field.
The soccer field will get all of native San Franciscans. To occupy it, I'm afraid they wouldn't like that idea.
Well, to occupy the soccer field,
No, not the soccer field, like just build a community. So on the soccer field, yeah.
they wouldn't mind if we occupied that.
That they wouldn't mind. No.
In order to protect it.
In order to protect it.
You're talking about the
Excuse
soccer
me.
field or the area they're trying to turn into a soccer
The
field?
plans.
They're trying to turn it.
Plans.
it's a soccer field, but it's a grass field now.
Cool.
Chance?
Hey, Chance.
What?
Right next to you.
Oh, are you on stand?
Am I? No.
You raise your hand.
Okay.
He's good.
No, he's not.
This might be jumping the gun. I'm thinking about making a proposal to have a Golden Gate Park General Assembly one of these days in the week coming up. It's not to call for like an Occupy Golden Gate Park, but to just have a General Assembly there with the people that are already there and whoever is interested in being there.
Do it Saturday.
Saturday? What time? Our Saturday GA?
Yeah.
Cool.
It never culminates anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Sounds like a good time.
So the last couple Saturdays we've been here, some of us, the General Assembly's been like 10 to 20 people if it existed at all. So I'm making a proposal
10
that
to
this
20.
Saturday for our noon General Assembly we have it in Golden Gate Park. Where?
I have a concern.
I don't know where. So are there concerns or ideas for where?
There's a women's march
Yes.
happening on
Okay, never
Saturday,
mind.
and that's kind of.
Why don't we plan it for?
How about the next?
That's at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
We could bring people down here.
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
march from
Yeah.
Hey,
Canyon. I don't
Why don't we plan that out for something like so we have time to plan it and do like a barbecue and stuff. You know, like get a party out of it in the park.
Exactly.
Let's make a party out of it.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
All right.
Party in the park. Okay. Let's plan it.
I'm one of the natives of Golden Gate Park, and this is my friend. We're also natives of Golden Gate Park. Those are our friends who are out there. We think that they will be supported, but we need to be careful. We think that the natives of Golden Gate Park, who are our friends, because we are natives of Golden Gate Park, we think they will be supportive of this. We have to be careful how we approach them, because a lot of them have been turned against Occupy by the police. Now, they're all friends with us. I don't know if they all know that I'm an occupier, but I show them the video of me getting run over on January 20th. I show it to everybody. It's got less viewings than the cat that rolls the ball, so I'm trying to beat the cat. Yeah.
Maybe we should work with you on that.
We should, yes.
Working group?
Working group.
We'll call it the Golden Gate Working Group since you're a contact point.
I will be the contact point because I have a phone.
So and
a
then
lot of
for
people
you
don't have a phone.
for you to make proposals, you need 3 people on your work group.
1, 2,
3.
3.
I'm
We got
3.
3 people in
Okay.
our work group.
Great. And I already have your phone number.
Oh, great. No, I changed my phone number.
Oh.
Yes.
Because I called you?
No, it's because I lost my phone.
Oh, no.
And now I have a San Francisco phone number.
All right.
And,
Okay, well, I'll get it from you after
yeah.
GA.
You're in my working group. We're in a working group with the Golden Gate Occupy group.
Occupy SF
2
Golden Gate
natives,
Work Group
And then our friend.
from Colorado.
Colorado.
Is this a proposal or discussion?
It was just a brief discussion.
Okay, we don't need to discuss that here.
All right.
The group is autonomous. You don't need to discuss it here. You can just go do it.
But as
Take a couple minutes to discuss
But
it.
Julie,
But we were in discussion.
Do you want to make a day and time to meet so we can include it in the notes and people can come if they want?
Minimum of 3,
Minimum
but
of
we
3.
need to have a
Okay,
date and
what
time.
day is
'cause
it today?
There were
Today's
people that were
Tuesday.
interested.
Tuesday.
Let's
what is
do
a
it
good day to meet at 8?
next
We
GA.
want enough time, next GA. We want to have enough time to talk to our friends on the 8th and make sure that they're okay with this. We want to reach out to certain people. And a lot of people are kind of in hiding right now because the cops kind of drove us out this past
Right,
week.
that
But
sucks.
we don't care. We're coming back. We just come back. We multiply, right? Yeah.
Just like Occupy.
You think so?
So how about a week from now?
A week from now. A week from Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll at the next GA.
Here or
Yeah.
there?
Well, we can come and discuss it again during the
Okay.
next discussion
I
here.
think it would be more. I'm not sure if it would be better for us to go there because it
Okay.
would seem like an invasion, or to invite them to come here.
Well, you know them.
I think that sounds better to me, but we will talk to them first.
Okay.
And there are certain leaders there already. We have our own peacekeepers, and we have our own, I don't want to say militia, but
Right,
groups
you
of
do.
people who protect each other.
Right.
I know who to reach out to. I already made a list because I was planning on occupying that McDonald's because I was really mad. We can invite them to the GA on Saturday. They will all like the food. I will personally take
Here.
them on a field trip here.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but the ones that we select.
Right.
The leaders. So it's not like.
So we'll plan on seeing you here.
Yes, we will be
Great.
here on Saturday. At what time?
Noon. GA at noon on
Before
Saturday.
We do that. Homeless people get up very early in the morning because of the police. Also, it's cold. So we wake up at 6 or 7 and then go into the first thing that opens and sit
Process
down.
note over here.
I think this is a conversation needs to be planned. A lot of people that want to work on this.
Sorry, I don't know this
proposal.
Don't worry. We're not at proposals. There were no proposals tonight, so we went on to discussion.
introduced, right?
Yeah, there were none old ones, no
So
introduced.
this is a discussion?
This is a discussion that's turning into. Does anybody else have a discussion topic that we're running over?
Yeah.
There,
Chance
time.
have a discussion topic. He already
Yeah. What do you got, Chance?
I already brought that up, but it's like
So
if we're gonna reoccupy, you know where I think that we ought to go. Is someplace public. I mean,
What do you mean? We already
wait up.
did.
If people want to
I
keep
mean-
talking about this occupying Golden Gate Park, I think we might be meeting over here. If there are other discussion topics, continue.
So I think we're gonna we'll do discussion. Call that GA. I'm gonna cut out so I can get that phone number. And you're also watching
Since we lost
Occupy
the
SF
discussion topic is
live.
regarding the April 1st, excuse me guys,
Process.
the April 1st action. Does anybody know the April 1st action is?
Right to exist.
Right to exist.
So we'll cancel that. I gotta get a phone number. Thank you for watching Occupy San Francisco. This is One Liberty reporting.
Can I just make sure I got this right? Did the facilitator just walk off the job?
Who's the facilitator?
I don't know. Wasn't Ryan it?
No,
Mysteriously
it was
again?
Brian. No.